So do you remember your third grade field trip? Like, those are the field trips that kind of stick in your head a little bit, right? Well, we're delighted to have Kristen Toller here, the president of Charlotte Regional History Consortium, and Jeff Frizzle is here with us as well from Rural Hill. Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Thanks for coming in, because I think this is an important thing that we need to talk about. Explain what's happening here with some of these field trips that now are no longer going to happen because the money's just not there.
Yeah, we've had field trips for a couple of years, funded through the Arts and Science Council, and just recently, due to budget shortfalls, they've had to cut those field trips out. So, unfortunately, it affects 11,500 CMS third graders that will no longer get to have a field trip to a historic site. And we would love to keep those alive, and we're asking for the public's help and anybody else that's interested in that cause to help do that.
Yeah, and Kristen, talk a little bit about the importance of these field trips and the kids actually seeing history as opposed to learning from a book.
Oh, it's so important. Tests have proven, studies have proven that kids who actually get a hands-on history lesson remember the facts so much better, and it improves their critical thinking skills as well.
Well, let's talk about both of your different spots. Let's talk about Rural Hill a little bit and what Rural Hill is all about.
Yeah, so we're a historic site. We date back to 1765. We're the historic home of the Davidson family. John was a patriot in the Revolutionary War. He was a signer of the MECDEC. And when kids come to the site today, they get to experience that history like it was 1765. They get to go in a two-room cabin that's recreated to look like it would have in the 1760s. And kids get that entire experience where they get to learn how to make candles. They learn the importance of fire and how much that played into the day-to-day life when there were no light switches to turn on and no thermostats to control. And it's just such an eye-opening experience for them, and they get to interact with the farm animals and just get to see that wonderful historic site in those buildings that date back over 200 years.
Yeah, and Kristen, it's not just Rural Hill, it's a bunch of different sites.
Right. There are 6 sites involved. There's Rural Hill, Latta Plantation, Historic Rosedale, Charlotte Museum of History, and Mint Hill Historical Village.
So people are going to hear this and they're going to think, okay, we want third graders to go to these sites. What can they do? What do they need to know?
They can go online to the ASC's Power to Give website, and we have a project set up. They can give there, and it only costs $6.50 to send one of these third graders to a field trip.
I mean, come on, $6.50. And ultimately, how much money do you need?
Eventually, we need to raise about $75,000 to ensure that every student gets it. But we need to get started just to ensure that we can get these programs scheduled and get these kids out to these historic sites.
And ultimately, I'm sure you hope the funding eventually comes back.
Yeah, absolutely. And we'd love if a corporation wanted to step in and make a gift. We would love that, or an individual gifts make a difference too. So anything helps.
Perfect. Well, thank you both for coming in. Fingers crossed. Keep us posted, okay?
Thank you.
Absolutely.
All right, we'll see you soon. It is 8:13, and we'll be right back after this. Stay with us.